going to save the earth. What he was really talking about is cutting down on the carbon emissions. You see? And how do you cut down carbon emissions? See, you got all these witches out here, man. Look at that. Oh, whoa. Is that a witch?
Oh, no. They're Muslims.
Just regular people. But they still witches anyway.
Yeah, they're still kind of, they are.
Same way.
You know what I'm talking about.
Undercover.
Yeah, so, what was I saying? Yeah, what I was saying was basically, cutting down on the carbon footprint. So how do you cut down on the carbon to bring the emissions down?
Call Captain Planet.
What's that, bro?
Call Captain Planet.
Right. Oh, is it right? I don't know that joke, brother. But I'm just saying, how do you do that? By eliminating the population, and that's what they're going to do through martial law, hopefully, and do other means, which is what they've done previously with the jab, the C-19 jab, killed a lot of people. Okay, so they had. No, what they want to do is this: they want to because carbon is an element of obviously of life. We need carbon, but they're trying to persuade you to believe that carbon is a bad thing, right? But carbon is it's like an element, which is what we're all made out of. So-called black people, to be exact.
Oh yeah, melanin. Yeah, melanin.
Melanin is basically carbon. And what carbon does, carbon.
Fuel is like a fuel, a jet fuel. I've heard it being said because when I saw a little documentary on it a little while ago, and they showed it's like a fuel. It's like you got people like Usain Bolt, and they showed Usain Bolt.
Right.
And they said, this is carbon. This is the power what carbon could do.
Yes.
And you could see him just going like that.
But also, not only does it give you that, but it's also good for radiation. That's why we don't get affected by the sun. They get affected by the sun because also what carbon does, it alleviates radiation of all sorts. Negative radiation alleviates, right? So carbon is an important element. But the outer required he knows more about that science than I do. But I just know a little bits and pieces there and there. But the thing of it is, carbon is a way of life. You can't destroy carbon. So their thing is they want to cut down on that, and through the making of just trying to do things to destroy people, because they don't want people to be on the earth. They want the goal for Esau is the kingdom. They want their kingdom where they have all of the resources to themselves. So they may say to you, well, we need to cut down on the population because, but they're really lying. They need to convince the public that this is what we got to do, because obviously if you just come flat out and you tell the people this is what we're going to do, then basically people are going to get offended. So they have to convince people.
Yeah.
It's the population. That's what the whole thing is about. It's all about the population.
Even when he said his speech, he sat there like he was in remorse when his mum died. He wants to get that agenda. Yeah?
It's lucky, is that?
It's like it. You didn't say his mum. You said, "My dear mama."
Oh,
My dear papa.
you see, he's playing in the mind. You know? He's playing in the mind.
I saw that.
You see? Yeah, but he's saying, I want to get these fucking people at the same time. He wants to get started, yeah?
Oh,
yeah.
He wants to get started. It's good. Yeah. Which we love that, man. We love it.
But yeah,
Make him come.
yeah.
Make him come and wipe on
And he's gonna do it too. He's gonna do it because I mean he's red, man. That devil is red. Like that guy's a straight up Edomite.
That's the scripture says that the devil will come down with great wrath.
And he may be that devil.
He knows he's got about a short time.
Yeah. And he said it. He said it at the COP26 meeting. He said we don't got no time. He said it out of his own mouth. He's the only nigga that said it. Go on, brother.
Likewise, when he done that speech where he's talking about for the people, all this kind of stuff. That's Surah 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Absolutely.
Though he speaks sweetly with his lips.
Yes.
Can you imagine if I had to throw thee into a pit?
Queen's English.
All these people are gassed thinking, oh yeah. Well, I was reading the comments on the YouTube. Oh, that's such a great eulogy, such a touching tribute. Really, my man's looking at, you know what? Fuck these people.
Yeah, fuck you.
And they'll work you off.
And I don't want to, but there's that Google program. I just watched it a little bit. The Google program where people sit down and all they do is just watch TV and comment. Oh, look at the Queen's. Oh, make me want to cry. And they was all crying, you know. Mainly the women was crying. Don't cry, man. People really under a spell, man.
Yeah.
And it just makes me like, makes me feel, you know, it fills me with more frustration. But at the same time, it makes me laugh as well because you see how people just so gullible, man. You know.
Yeah, man. I mean, people are really silly. People don't know what the fuck's going on, man. I mean, you really can't get frustrated, really, because people, they're in their own bugged out world. You know, and to really be honest with you, I'm with them. I say, do what you gotta do, because the majority of the people, man, they just saying, you know, they ain't really playing with a full deck of cards. Like you had this one guy that the elder was going into, Chris Carpenter's dude, man. And the parents are crying, oh yeah, he was a good kid, this and that, the third, red, you know, right? But this guy was found out pretty much making this record on how he's shooting up the Jakes, right? So I just want to touch on that briefly, man, because I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really care who feels a certain way. I don't really care, man, because at the end of the day, if you're a villain walking around killing people, of your own people, and you bragging about it, you celebrating that, you deserve to get shot. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? If a cop put a slug in your brain, you deserve it, because I mean, basically you're the same dude that would murder somebody else, murder a couple of people that really have no business being murdered in the first place. I'm gonna just come out flat out to just tell you the truth, right? Just on a brief. I don't really want to go into it too deep, but that's just my side of the story. And you know what's gonna happen as well? A lot of these guys that's in these areas, these bar code niggas, right? Area code niggas, I call them. The police are just gonna catch up to them, these cops, and they're gonna just wind up shooting them eventually. Eventually, you know, when all hell breaks loose and there's martial law in the streets, because the thing with the police, they research all of the videos, they know where these niggas is at, you know what I mean, and they know where to find them. So when the time is right for them to be found, they're gonna get shot, and they deserve it. Because if you're walking around looking to do harm or, you know, steal people's shit, and that's what you live for, then you might as well be out.
But that's why they blow up, because they're the servants for the elites. That's why they make tunes about killing their own people. The second they make songs about killing Edomites, so-called white people, you really think that they're gonna be blowing up? Of course not. Because they're the servants for them, man. They're just being used. You know what I mean?
But you know what though? I mean, my opinion, brother, man, like Jake, you know the reason why Jake be doing and playing them records? Because it's all for clout. It's all to show how hard they are and all that extra shit. Right? At the end of the day, every Jake knows what's wrong, what's right. So if you out here talking about how you shooting somebody or whatever among your own people, you just need to get got, man. This is just point blank in the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I'm not getting on you. I'm just stating my claim. That's all. You know what I mean? Even them Jakes in America, the same way, man. All of them dudes that's fucking around, all of these sluts, whatever, among our people, the Lord is going to deal with them, man. You know what I mean? I'm just going to leave it at that.
Right.
But yeah, if you got any precepts, brother, anybody.
Where it says on Matthew chapter 5, verse 14, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
Absolutely.
Right, because the rest of the world lieth in darkness. You understand? That's the 2/3 of our people. All these drill artists, right? These trap artists, they're all in the dark. But we're the ones, we're that candlestick, right? We can't be hid,
Right.
because they all know about us.
Yeah.
Will they commit themselves unto us? No, because their deeds are evil, as the scripture says, right? But you know, we're that light, and the rest of the world, rest of our people, they lie in darkness, because the Most High have appointed them unto that. That's their portion.
That's right.
Right? Their portion is to be seduced, right, by the wicked, to believe a lie, and to be consumed by the wages thereof, which is what? The destruction. Right? The death, the famine, the concentration camps, right? The starvation, the cannibalism. That's their portion. That's their wages.
Proverbs chapters 20 and 21 says, man's going are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
They're protesting for this grimy ass nigga. But the Most High, that gave him his portion. And to receive his wages, which was death. So if you had any knowledge, you wouldn't be there protesting for the guy. Because you would know he's wicked, man. And the Most High pointed it onto that very same judgment. Right? Acting like he was some innocent, beautiful guy. He was a grimy ass Negro, man.
And you know what? Too, the nigga got what he deserved. I don't care who don't like it, because we just tell you the truth, bro. Like, it is what it is. Dude got what he got. He deserved it. You know, let's move forward now. You know what I mean? I might sound cold in saying that, but bro, like, hey, you want to be out here, you want to be cold to people, you want to harm people, you need to be harmed, man. You know what I mean? But I don't really want to talk about that nigga, man, to really be honest with you. I want to talk about what we was talking about before, which is more interesting, about the coming of the day of the Lord and the elites doing what they got to do. So I want to get back on that, because that's it, brother, you know? So, because these niggas ain't shit. Just be real about it, man. You know, a lot of these niggas ain't shit. You know, fuck these niggas, man.
Right.
Because I tell you what, man, if I was in the force, man, I tell you the truth, I would want to clock these niggas myself. I'm just putting that out there, because you get fucking angry when you see the nonsense that's going on among the people, man. Go on, brother.
Isaiah 66 and 15 says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariot like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slaying of the Lord shall be many."
Yeah, and that has to happen, man. I mean, it sounds like a dreadful thing, and it is a dreadful thing, but it has to happen because too much has been going on. Too many lies have been spoken, man. Too many wrongdoings has been done, and the earth needs to be brought back in its balance. So the way that has to happen is through the fight, man, and that's why you got niggas in the street corners and all that, because niggas are a result of their environment. They're in a fucked up environment, and now they can't even really be reasonable citizens of society, because the whole idea of life is growth and production. So if you got a bunch of people that are sick in the mind or sick in health, you can't be productive with people like that. You can't create a productive society like that. Go on, brother.
Because the brother just read that the slain of the Lord shall be many. 2 Ezra 8 verse 1, and he answered me saying, the Most High made this world for many, but the world to come for few. So all this world that's made for many shall be slain by the Lord. It shall be many, man. For all these people, you know, you living according to the course of this world, they're all gonna be zapped by the Lord when he comes with the flames of fire, man. You know what I mean?
And they have to.
All these people you see walking around, they never thought that their end would be to be zapped by a laser from a chariot.
Yeah.
They never thought that.
And they have to, man, because what's really the purpose? I mean, if you're out here doing what you want to do, because it goes wider than just our people. Like that involves even Jake that look like the other nations too, wherever they're at. If you're not doing what the Lord requires, then your purpose is to be destroyed. So let's read that, brother.
All right, a little bit more then. They sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree, in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abominations and the mouse shall be consumed together with the Lord.
There you go. You got a lot of people that fucking love that meat. Pork.
Yeah.
You know, they're the big advocate. They're the biggest advocates for pork, man. You know what I mean? Just like Esau, they've become. That's why the scripture says they've become more wicked than, because they've done everything that the wicked has done, and then they do things to promote more wickedness among their people. And so this is why the Lord has to destroy everybody that ain't right and pretty much clean, dissolve the earth, so that the Lord can make fresh again or renew the earth again. Somebody can get me, if you can, brother, get me Isaiah, I think it's 66, where it talks about that. Because that's what the Lord has created, man. The Lord is going to create a new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. That's the point. You got some more on that, right?
No.
Okay. That's the key point. Because right now, the whole earth lieth in wickedness, man. And this world doesn't even make any sense anymore. You can't even really call a man, or a woman. You gotta call it or. You know what I'm saying? Like, this madness, man. So this place gotta go. It's just this whole life It just gotta go, man. You know what I mean? Because it don't make any sense. Go on, brother.
You got Isaiah 66, yeah?
Yes. I think it's Isaiah 66 in verse, maybe try verse 9.
Right, so here we are. Isaiah 66 verse 9 says, shall I bring to the birth and not cause it to bring forth, saith the Lord? Shall I not bring it forth? Is that the one?
Hold on, wait there. Yeah, keep reading, brother.
Right. Shall I bring it to the birth and not cause to bring forth, saith the Lord? Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb, saith the Most High? Rejoice ye with Jerusalem and be glad with her.
Oh yeah, that's it right there. Yep.
Right. Rejoice ye with Jerusalem and be glad with her, all ye that love her. Rejoice with joy with her, all ye that mourn for her. That ye may suck and be satisfied with the breasts of her consolations.
Oh yeah, I like this one. Yeah, you can continue to read that.
That ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory.
Yeah, so all of that is gonna happen. I tell you what, I think it's Isaiah. Hold on, wait there. You just been me for 1 minute, brother.
That's alright. I've got one on deck when you want it.
Okay. All right, read what you got on deck. Read that.
Right, so the one I had
That may be the one.
is pretty straight, simple to the point. Sirach 10 verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Yeah, and we're the only people that can be profitable to rule the earth because the Lord gave us the law, statutes, and commandments. The Lord didn't deal with no other nation. He only dealt with us. So the people that the Lord dealt with from day dot.
Is that a man in a dress? That's a man in a dress.
I don't need to. Yeah, that is a matter of dress, actually.
Bloody hell, you got
know,
good
I
eyes.
can't look at that. Anyway, yeah, continue on, brother. Yeah, I can't. I could be bumping with that shit. You're going. I'll read that again. I think that's some Irish shit he's on there. That's
It
some
might
Irish
be,
shit.
yeah, that Scottish, Irish, and
Yeah, because they do
kilts
that
and all
kind of
that.
stuff. Yeah, it's I think it's Isaiah. No, it's Isaiah 65 and 17. Somebody get me that.
Isaiah 65, 17.
Yeah, I was wrong. My bad. Okay,
Says,
you're
Isaiah
going.
chapter 65 verse 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind.
Yeah, meaning the old world. What does the old world represent? Meaning all of the empires that came before the kingdom, which includes this one. Go on.
But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy.
Yeah, that's the agenda of the Lord. The Lord wants to create a new world order, a true new world order here on this earth. Not what the elites want, because we know what the elites want doesn't stand up to what the Lord wants at all.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and it's not even written at all. So what the Lord wants to create a new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteous. That's the whole thing. The Lord wanted to show the elect, the sons of God, what evil and wickedness is all about in this world. So now that we've already gotten the knowledge and the understanding of that, now the Lord is going to bring in the official world, which is what we should experience. And if somebody can also get me, I think it's 2 Peter 3, verse 9 or verse 8, something like that. So this is nothing more than a learning curve, man. And the Lord gave a few men the cheat code to survive. So if you're an Israelite and you can't grasp this knowledge and this understanding, it's really the Lord that choose you. But if the Lord did give this thing to you, then it was the Heavenly Father that had mercy upon you, because you were chosen from the beginning of the world. Go on, brother.
I've got 2 Peter join it from 8. But beloved, be not ignorant. Is that the one? Or verse 7?
You can go to verse 10.
Right, verse 10. But the day of the 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
God. And that's the process of it. When Heavenly Father comes with his agents of fire, which is going to be laser, and as well as you're going to have the nuclear fire, those are going to be the cleansing agents. And that's the most beautiful thing that the Heavenly Father is going to do. It's going to be very destructive, but it's going to be the most beautifulest thing in the world that he could do, because the Lord wants the saints, which the term saint means to be holy or separate or to be clean. So in order for the saints to rule, the earth has to be clean like the saints. Because we were made clean by the washing of the word. So the Lord is going to have respect unto us, which he doesn't have to. But because of what we've done and him cleansing us, and then basically the Lord is going to do the same thing with the earth. Because it all started with us. The Lord made us renewed. We was born again. And guess what? The earth is going to be what? Refreshed or renewed or born again. Go on, huh?
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 50,
Go.
pertaining to the fall of Babylon. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower when the heat shall arise that is sent over thee.
Yeah. And the modern... Go on, bro.
Second Ezra 15, verse 50. And the glory of thy power shall be...
Stop with us.
Verse 49, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
That's what's happening, man. You see what's happening around the earth? Famine, right? There's a shortage of fertilizer, shortage of grain, because the war between Russia and Ukraine, right? Most High's bringing all these plagues. Read that again.
I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine,
Poverty,
sword,
famine, which means famine with severe scarcity of food. Coming out.
sword, pestilence, to
Sword. So people are rising up against their governments. What is that? That's protests. People are taking up arms against their government. They're like, fuck this shit. The people of Indonesia, they don't give a shit, man. There's footage of them rising up against their damn police peoples, man.
And also those Sri Lankans as well. They went up in the government's unit and just took over the goddamn
They don't give a
thing,
fuck, man. They all locked in their shit, man. They don't have any respect because it's survival now. They're in survival mode. Then our petrol is rising up by 30%. Fuck this shit.
Go on.
There's footage of them fighting like hell. In fact, they're overcoming the police force, man. That's in riot gear over in Indonesia, right? That's famine. What else? What you got there?
famine, sword.
The famine and sword. Sword. Because of famine, they're picking up the sword and saying, fuck this shit.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Man, it's either you or me. I need to eat. I need to survive.
Oh yeah.
And you know what too, and it's done. And you know what too, all of that, which is what the elites are doing, it's all done by purpose. Because again, we have to go back to the model. What is the model? Order at chaos. A new order through chaos. So let's push the people as much as we can push them to the corner, and then they have to respond and react.
This is what they want.
This is
So
what they're doing, yeah.
they're bringing the people into a net, into a snare. And the people are really falling for the big okey doke, man. They're really playing into the hands of the elites. They're doing what they want. Coming out.
Sword and pestilence to waste thy houses.
To waste their houses, come on.
Go and laugh, man. You keep on laughing. Go and fucking laugh.
Come on.
With destruction and death.
With destruction and death, man. Coming on.
And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower when the heat shall arise that is sent over thee.
And the glory of their power shall be dried up as a flower when the heat, what?
When the heat shall arise that is sent over thee.
Well, that's what's happening with all these droughts. Like there's a big drought that's happening. And it's causing a lot of these farmers to be upset because their crops aren't yielding like how it used to, man. It's happening all across the Western Hemisphere, right? The Eastern Hemisphere, right? There's a big drought that's happening. And that's what's that bringing in? Famine. Severe scarcity of food. Okay? Now a lot of these farmers, what are they having to do? They're having to what? A lot of them are being paid to destroy their crops, man. Okay? To sell off their farmland. And if you can't yield forth crops, you can't feed cattle. You can't feed cattle, what do? You sell them to the butchers, the butcher the damn cattle, man. Right? So now prices decrease because there's so much damn cattle being slaughtered. But what about the next year? What about 2023?
And what it was even saying as well, that the food that we got already is not really enough for another couple of years to go. So we're in the stages of a famine, being prepared, being manufactured. And also what they're doing is as well with the reason why you're having all of these droughts. Not droughts, and as well as you have these floods, because what Esau is doing, Esau is fucking with the weather. So when you go into the research of it, it's called geoengineering, right? So they're using this thing such as cloud seeding, and that's basically fucking up things, and that's why you have all of these problems.
Yeah, it's all done by design.
It's all exactly.
It's all done by design. The elites, they're fucking up the world industrially, right? And agriculturally. They're fucking up the whole world. They're doing it by purpose because they're really trying to bring this whole world to the gutter, man. They're bringing this real chaos, so the people really do revolt. The whole world revolts. So out of chaos, they can bring their new order, man. It's very serious, man. It's all done by it's a big plan that they all set out. You know, these damn devils, man.
That's exactly what they're doing. And I mean, from where we stand, it's very simple to understand what they're doing. But the average person, they're in between, in the middle. They don't really know what's going on. So they're going to react and respond as to what's going to happen. But us, we're going to be like pretty much staying in our mind. Go on, brother, you got something to say.
So lucky, I was just going to mention, because we were talking about the agricultural problems and of what the farmers are facing. I just wanted to mention that even in the ancient world, the other nations were a bit more spiritual in terms of famine and drought. You know, when they would see signs of famine or drought, they'd be praying to their idols for, you know, better harvest and stuff like that. Yeah, they were going off, but I'm saying that to say this, that the people in this world are so disconnected from the idea of there being a higher power that they don't even question why is all the crops drying up? Why is all these weather anomalies happening? People aren't thinking that there's a higher power behind it, because these people are so far gone in their atheism. They don't believe in anything other than themselves, what the government tells them.
It says Psalms chapter 107 verse 33, he turneth rivers into a wilderness.
Beautiful.
Right, you got this damn big ass river in China.
Hopefully that will stay like that.
Man, you can see it all dwindling down,
Drying up.
I think there's a little sign that says, if you see me, weep.
What, your tears are going to moisturize it or something?
If you see me, because the water levels are so damn low, there's got to a point where there's a sign that says, if you see me,
I'm gonna hang it on here.
Now you put it right there.
you know?
If
So
it
we're
goes,
at
it's
that
gonna
point
fall. It's
where
gonna fall again.
certain countries, they're witnessing, they're
Okay.
going through the biggest drought that they've ever seen for centuries, man. So we're living in biblical times where even certain scientists are saying we're experiencing droughts of biblical proportions.
That's exactly what they said, yeah.
So this says, verse 33, he turneth rivers into a wilderness and the water springs into dry ground. A fruitful land into barrenness.
And that's all due to the will of the Lord, man, because the Lord's using this man to do all of this stuff. I think that's who I think it is.
Yeah.
A fruitful land into barrenness for the wickedness of them that dwell therein.
And you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, where it talks about how the Lord will not no more hold back on their wickedness. Somebody get 2nd Ezra 15.
No more is touching their
Please,
wickedness.
somebody get me that. Because when you think of it now, and this is why we say what we say. This is why we say that we're at the end now, because all of these different events, the current events that the Lord spoke about, is actually happening right now in live time. This is the time. So the times of the end that we was talking about, we're in the times today. Right? So this is a beautiful time, man, like you said, brother. It's a beautiful time to be alive. This is not, like I said earlier before, this is not the time to doubt. This ain't the time to fall out the truth. This is the time to get into it. Somebody read that, 2nd Ezra 15. Man.
Gotcha. 2nd Ezra 15 from verse 8. I will hold my tongue no
Double check
more
this
is
if it's
touching their
charging.
wickedness,
Okay.
which they
Can you check it
profanely
first?
commit.
If it's
Oh,
charging,
yeah.
I don't know if it's gone because it fell.
I will
Is it
hold
charging?
my tongue no more is
No, it's
touching
not
their
charging.
I'm gonna
wickedness
plug
which
it.
they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things, in
Nah,
which
it's
they
not- it's not
frequently
charged.
exercise themselves.
I think it's because
Behold,
of the
the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
You're going.
And-
Actually, jump down to verse 14.
Right, go on, 14. So it says, Woe unto the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh,
God.
and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, so that's where society's going to end up. It's going to end up to where people are going to be fighting for a thing or two because there's going to be a lack of things that people need. It's going to be a lack of necessities. So when there's a lack of necessities due to the inflationary times that we're in, people are going to go fucking crazy against one another, man.
Yeah.
This is what the elites are pushing towards. The people pushing the people against the corner. It's kind of like getting bullied. Like when you see a lad getting bullied in school by other lads, right? By a bigger lad, eventually the bully reacts and responds to violence because he gets irritated. So they're trying to frustrate, irritate people, push the boundary lines, and then people react and respond to the sense of violence, resulting to violence. That's what I wanted to say. So that's what this is about, and we want this, man. I want this. I want them to do this. Because to really be honest with you, man, we got places to go, people to see. We ain't got time to be staying there, man. So I say, let's do it. I said, let's bring it on, baby. Because we want the same goddamn thing, but we want something somewhat different at the very end of the day. We're going to get what we want to get because we're the saints, and they're not the saints.
Another Satanist, man.
Right, but you know what, though? Righteousness and wickedness, there be, you know? So,
Worship Satan, man.
so I mean, at the end of the day,
No.
Shalom, brother. I wish you would brought that. At the end of the day, Satan is going to lose at the very end. Satan is not going to win. They think they're going to win, but they're not going to win because Satan is obviously an agent of the Creator. Somebody get Job 2, right? Somebody get Job 2:1 because Job actually tells you, well, should I say in chapter 2, it actually shows you the Lord giving the commandment to Satan to fuck with Job. Somebody pull that out, man.
I got it. Job 2, verse 1 there.
Yeah.
Alright, this is Job chapter 2, verse 1. There again was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves
Meaning those different spirits. They came to present themselves. Go on.
before the Lord. And Satan came also.
And somebody get Hebrews, I think 12. Hebrews, I should always remember the scripture. Somebody get Hebrews 12 and 19. Go on, brother.
And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. Verse 2. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence thou comest? Sorry, it's like a Satan, from whence thou comest? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Right, and from walking up and down in it. Just like the spirits. The spirits go all over the place that you don't see. So Satan is obviously an angel or an agent of the Heavenly Father on the left-hand side. So you have two opposing forces right now. You have the forces of the righteous in the physical scale, which